Welcome everybody. Today's video we're going to talk about my truck. Stay tuned. Welcome back everybody. This is my truck, a 2014 Toyota Tundra. It's got the 5.7 liter V8. They call it the I-Force engine. It's the SR5 four-wheel drive, half-ton TRD Buffalo Bills edition. If you haven't guessed, I'm a Bills fan. But this truck here, I bought this when it was a year old. Had the cap put on and had my deer catcher put on. When you're in the Adirondacks, you gotta have a deer catcher. If not, every time you hit a deer, you're gonna lose your truck for a few weeks. Why, they put it back together with a deer catcher on the front. Deer bounce off, at least you can still drive until the parts come in. But I run General Grabber tires on it. They are the X3s. Great tires. Now I imagine if you put them on any other type of vehicle, it's going to affect your gas mileage, but this truck here, towing the camper, I get about 12 miles to the gallon. Normal driving, I get about 14. Probably if I had different tires on it, I would get maybe 17 or so, but it is definitely likes its fuel. And speaking of fuel, I run non-ethanol fuel through it. The reason why I run non-ethanol fuel through it is because it's cleaner. It runs cooler, and especially towing a camper, you want it to run a little bit cooler, especially going through the mountains. So I run non-ethanol fuel through it, which is usually an octane level of 90. I like a cap on the truck because in the Adirondacks, we tend to get a lot of snow, and it'll actually fill up the back of the truck and make the back of the truck pretty unavailable for most of the winter. And you got to find a nice warm garage to get everything out. So I like a cap on the back. In the back of the truck, I've had 3 adults back here, and they seem to like it. I keep a lot of my gear underneath the seat. Here's the front. I have the WeatherTech system in here. The truck currently has 78,000 miles on it, and so far has not visited any garages for any repair. I do have a local Toyota dealership, and it's only gone for service and tires. I haven't even put a set of brakes on this yet. 78,000 miles. In the center is my radio, my siren box. But this is a decent truck. I have a lot of people that comment on the flag on the side and say at least you could have bought a truck, American-made truck. Well, I hate to break it to those people, but this is more American-made than their Silverados and their F-150s. There's only one plant in the world that makes Toyota Tundras, and that's in Texas. How many plants are there around the world that make Silverados and F-150s that are not in the United States? Quite a few. But this truck has handled very well, and I've always said if you're in this type of climate up here where We get a lot of snow, we do get ice, freezing rain, and everything has to do with tires. We have a running joke up here that the first snow of the season, with all the cars in the ditch, would be the summer tire meeting club. So that's my 2014 Toyota Tundra. Nothing special about it, all stock. I don't like putting lift kits in. I don't like loud mufflers. I do have a set of lights. They call them ditch lights that are going to go right up here. They bolt onto the hinges of the hood and come around with the bracket, and the lights go on. I do have a LED light in the front, which I refer to as my deer light. I've owned Fords, I have owned Dodge, and I was a big Chevy fan until I bought my last one. I bought my last Chevy in 2006, and it was the biggest mistake of my life. That truck was absolutely horrid. And the guy I went to school with owns the local Toyota dealership, and he was just chomping at the bit to get me into a Toyota. And so he sold me a little Tacoma, and I'll tell you what, I had that Tacoma for a long time. That Tacoma, I can understand why it has a cult following, because it was an awesome little truck. I traded up in 2015 to get this one, and I'm glad I did. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel to follow the adventure. Thanks for joining me.